and welcome to EnerJ Yoga. My name is Jessica Humphreys. Today we're going to be doing a practice that's going to open up the heart, the shoulders, as well as our hips in a nice flow. So make sure you have a mat. You can also have a block or a strap if that's what you need. And let's do some yoga together. So start in a comfortable seat, whether that's cross-legged or maybe lengthening out the legs. Close your eyes and just start to observe your breath. Observe the breath flowing in, flowing out. And starting to observe the quality of your breath. Just taking the time to arrive onto your mat. And just being present with the body, with the breath, and everything that's surrounding you. And we're going to take 3 more deep breaths together with our eyes closed. So breathing in through the nose, expand the chest, bring the breath all the way down to the belly button, and then breathe out fully through your mouth. 2 more times. Seeing if you can even bring the breath into the shoulders. And release. And 1 more time, breathing in. Slowly open up your eyes and keeping your nice firm rooted position, start to walk your fingertips out to the side. And then we're going to start to bend into one arm and reach up over to get a nice side stretch. And now breathe in, arms up overhead, and then breathe out, side stretch on the other side. And keep going at your own rhythm here. Just starting to create some length in the side body, as well as feeling yourself rooted into your mat. So here we go. Just linking each move with a breath. 1 more time on either side. So here we go for 2 and 1 more and 1. And then coming back to center, hands by your heart. And you're going to breathe in, arms up overhead. Breathe out, hands in between your shoulder blades, head advance. Breathe in, arms back up overhead, and then breathe out, open up wide. 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out, head goes forward slightly. Breathe in, look up towards the ceiling in your hands, and then breathe out and open up. Last time, at your own rhythm. Noticing how you're feeling in your shoulders, in your back up, and hands again to heart. This time as you breathe in, we're going to do a slight forward bend here. So bending forward, if you have a sore knee or hip, you can lengthen out your leg, come onto your fingertips, breathe in, open up your heart, expand, and breathe out a little forward bend. 2 more times like that. Breathing in, lift the chest, the heart, create length in your spine, and breathe out. And 1 more time, a nice deep breath, all the way down to your belly button, and breathe out. And then just start to walk your fingertips over to one side. So we start to create this length in the side body again. Bringing the breath as low as you can go, relaxing your head, your neck muscles. 1 more breath here. And as you breathe in this time, walk your fingertips back out and to the other side. Again, keeping your sit bones firmly rooted in the ground. Just being aware of the breath. And 1 more breath here. Coming back to center. And then come back up vertebrae by vertebrae. And roll back the shoulders. Okay, place your hands just behind you. And then open up your feet about hip width apart. And let's just start to let the hips and the legs flow to one side and then the other. Opening up the chest slightly, just here. Stretching out the fronts of their shoulders, stretching out the exterior part of your hips. And a few more times. 4, 3, 2, and last time. and 1. Beautiful. Coming back up here. Let's change over into tabletop position. So in tabletop position, we want the shoulders right over the wrists, the knees, the hips over the knees. So you're going to push into your hands and the tops of your feet. And let's start off with cat-cow. So breathe in, lift up your head, and your tailbone goes up. And as you breathe out, bring the chin in towards the belly button and the tailbone tucks in. A few more times, just like that. Breathing in, expanding the chest, and then breathing out, trying to get out all of the air. 2 more times. Just noticing how you're feeling in your body. Again, linking each move with the breath. And then come back to a neutral spine. And in our neutral spine here, we're going to do a little bit of a circular motion. So we're going to come over the hips, so over the shoulders slightly, and then back down towards the feet. Maybe close your eyes and just use this movement as more of an intuitive movement. See, where does the body need to be stretched? And as you bring the hips out to each side, just notice how you're feeling in the side body and the hips. And 1 more circular motion in this direction. And as your bum goes down towards your heels, this time let's go in the opposite direction. Maybe bending at the elbows slightly, releasing the neck muscles, and just being aware of your breath all the way through this move. 2 more nice circular motions. Waking up the body, or if it's the end of the day, stretching the body out. And as your bum goes down towards the heels this time, let's stay back there and lengthen up the arms into Balasana, which is child's pose. 3 nice deep breaths here. Try to bring the tailbone down towards the heels. Lengthen the fingertips out. And start to bring your breath all the way down towards your belly button. So you feel like this nice expansion in the back body. And 1 more breath. And as you breathe in this time, push the hands and into the forearms, and then come back up into tabletop position. And we're just going to take the right leg and bring it forward. So we're going to start to get a nice little stretch in the hip flexor here. If you need your hands on a block, that's okay as well. So just start to feel this nice stretch in the back leg here in the hip flexor. So as we're going to breathe in, push through the top of the foot, the top of the foot in the back and your front foot. Breathe in. We're going to open up the heart and the chest. And as we breathe out, we're just going to shift back into half splits. Again, your hands might be on blocks here. And let's do this 2 more times. Breathing in. And then breathe out. Again, a nice hamstring stretch here. 1 more time. Breathing in. And then breathing out as we go back. Good. And coming back forward, let's take our 2 hands on the inside of the right foot. So we start to create a little bit more space in the inner thigh here. Maybe you're on your hands, maybe you can go down to your forearms. It depends on where you're at, or maybe your hands are on a block here. So let's take a few breaths into the hip space. Noticing how you're feeling in the right hip. And 1 more breath. Good. And then bring your right leg back and let's set yourself up for the other side. So we're going to take the left leg and go forward this time. And again, finding a nice place where you feel a nice stretch in the back leg. Push through the back of your foot and through your front foot. Let's breathe in as we come up, open up the chest. And as we breathe out, just start to go into half splits, keeping the knees slightly bent. Let's do this 2 more times. Sinking the hips down towards the ground, looking up towards the ceiling, and breathing out, creating some space behind the leg. Last time, going at your own rhythm, just tuning into your body and seeing how you're feeling. And this time, as we go forward, bring your hands on the inside of your left leg here. Again, either you're on your hands, on your forearms, or maybe on a block. Starting to feel Left hip open up. Working with your breath, so breathing into the chest and then bringing the breath all the way down towards the belly button. And let's hold on for one more breath. There we go. Let's bring the leg back, and now we're going to end up in a half plank. So the half plank, we have our shoulders over our wrists, and then either the toes can be tucked under or they could be pointed in the back. And let's warm up our shoulders a little bit and our triceps. So bring your chest down to the ground, and then we're going to go into baby cobra. Breathe in, open up the heart, pull the shoulders back. And then we're going to tuck right under, back into balasana with the knees together. So let's do a little flow like that. Breathe in. We're going to go into plank. Breathe out, down. Breathe in, baby cobra. And breathe out. Just round at the back slightly here and go into balasana. 2 more times. So breathing in, up we go. Bring the elbows in, down. Lower yourself nicely. Maybe this time you come up a little bit higher for our cobra. And then again, transition into balasana. And last time, breathing in. Come on up over your shoulder, over your wrists. Tuck your elbows in. Down we go. And then we're going to go back up into cobra. Push to the hands, tops of the feet. And then into balasana. Coming back up into half plank here. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog. So here you want to direct your heels towards the ground, pushing your knuckles in towards the ground and releasing your head muscles, just like that. Now remember, your downward facing dog is an inverted V, so you should look like the letter V, and here you want to melt your heart towards the ground, so you're like channeling your inner dog that's waking up. Beautiful. Holding 2 more breaths in this pose. And then come back down onto your knees. We're going to go into hero pose, just like this, to warm up our quads as well as the bottoms of our feet. So tuck your toes under, like this. Then you're going to open up your arms wide, and then you're going to bring your right arm underneath your left, 1 twist, and maybe you can go into the 2nd twist so that we're in eagle arms. Just like this, you should feel a nice little stretch in the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And as you breathe in here, lift your hands up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, bring your elbows down. 2 more times. Breathing in and breathing out. Last time, here we go. Breathing in and breathing out. So unwind the arms, release the toes. This time we're just going to go back down into hero pose. If it's too much, you could sit on a block. And then open up again, this time left under right, so that we really get both sides equal. And again, breathing in, lift your arms up, and then breathe out, bring the elbows down. Maybe lift the heart a little bit this time. Breathing in, looking up towards the ceiling, breathing out, round the elbows in. Last time, breathe in, and breathe out. Coming back up, unwind. Again, back into tabletop position. This time we're going to work our core muscles just a little bit. So push into the hands and the tops of the feet, lengthen left arm and right leg, and as you breathe out, the elbow's going to go in towards the knee. Try to keep your back as stable as you can. Breathe in, lengthen, and then breathe out, round out. Engage your core muscles. 2 more times on this side. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out. Trying to keep your body as calm as possible, as stable as possible, working all those little stabilizer muscles. And then come back into tabletop. Find your roots. Lengthen right and left, right arm, left leg. And as you breathe out, again, the elbow goes in towards the knee. And then lengthen. And here we go, engaging the core muscles. And 2 more times. For 2, and 1 more time, and 1, and again, find a stable position. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. On your next in-breath, lift your head up and walk your feet towards your hands, keeping the knees slightly bent. Let's go into a forward bend. Allowing the head and the neck muscles to relax, keeping a slight bend in your knee. And as you breathe in this time, push hard through your feet, engage your core muscles, arms up overhead, and then hands by your heart, and then by your side. And let's go into 2 full sun salutations. So here we go, feet firmly rooted in the ground, breathing in, arms up overhead, breathe out, forward bend. Breathe in, half straight back, breathe out, let's go into plank position, engaging your core muscles. Let's start off bringing the knees to the ground, then the chest and the forehead up into cobra, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Melting your heart towards the ground here, taking a few deep breaths. Directing the heels towards the ground, but do not force them. And on your next in-breath, stepping forward with one foot, stepping with the other, half straight back. Breathe out, forward bend, and then breathe in again, arms up overhead, nice and strong, and hands to your heart and by your side. And let's go one more time. Arms up overhead, breathing in, breathe out, forward bend. Breathe in, half straight back, breathe out, plank position. This time you can go down, maybe without the knees on the ground. You're going to bring the chest and the forehead, scooping up into cobra, and then downward facing dog. Here we go. One more breath here. Bring your feet together, lifting up the right leg with the right heel, and as you breathe out, tuck the knee in and bringing it forward. So now we're going to be in more of a high lunge. So set yourself up into high lunge here. 2 breaths. Starting to sink the hip a little bit down towards the ground. And as you breathe out, bring your hands on the inside of the right foot again. Drop the knee, and we're going to go again into lizard lunge. So you get that nice stretch in the inner thigh. Maybe you go down onto your forearms because you're a little bit more warmed up this time, or on blocks. And again, taking 2 more breaths here. Breathing all the way down to the belly button. Last breath. And as you breathe in this time, we're going to go back into downward facing dog, and we're going to go on to the other side. So really sink yourself into your downward facing dog. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Lift up your right leg with your heel, and then bring your knee in towards your chest, placing it forward, finding a nice stable base. Breathe in, arms up overhead. High lunge. Start to sink the hips down towards the ground a little bit, feeling this nice hip flexor strength, stretch. And one more breath here. And as you breathe out, hands go on the inside of the foot, open up a little bit, drop the knee to the ground. You need to have the toes tucked under or straightened out. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go down onto your forearms, but don't force anything. Just allow your breath to sink a little bit deeper into the pose. And one more breath here. And then we're going to go into Malasana, which is our deep squat. So open up the left foot at 45 degrees. Tuck your toes under the back leg. And we're going to go into Malasana. I'm going to show it to you from forward here. Maybe you want to sit on a block. And it's okay if your heels don't go on the ground. Open up your feet and just start to sink your hips into this pose. This is a great hip opener. It's also going to stretch your feet, your ankles, and your tibias. So just start to open up the chest slightly here. And then from this pose, bring your fingertips towards the ground, lift up your bum, and then again, breathing in, arms up overhead, and then breathe out, go back down into Malasana. 2 more times like that. Breathing in, arms up overhead, and breathe out. Last time, lifting up all the way. And now this time we're going to stay back down in Malasana, holding for a few breaths here. So if you can, drop right hand to the ground, left arm reaches up, and then left hand on the ground, and then breathe in, lift the right arm. One more time. So as you bring your right hand down, push open the right hip and leg, lift up the left hand towards the ceiling, and then one more time on the other side, trying to look up towards the hand as well. Beautiful. Now from this position, we're just going to go into a seat. So if you're nice and close to the ground, you can come down into a seated position. And again, we're going to cross our legs. All right, so give yourself a nice little crossed seat, finding your sit bones again, roll the shoulders back, breathe in, arms up overhead, and again, forward bend. Let's see if you have a little bit more mobility in there. Breathe in, lift up your heart, and breathe out. Holding for 2 breaths here, maybe bringing your forearms to the ground, bowing your head towards the ground as well. And one more breath. And slowly come back up. Beautiful. So we're gonna bring ourselves down towards the ground. So maybe go on half of your mat just like this, arms forward, and just start to go vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to the ground. And then when you get down to the ground, give yourself a nice stretch out from your fingertips all the way to the toes. Maybe getting your wrists and your ankles involved in here. One side and then the other side. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to bring our feet together in Supta Baddha Konasana, but at the same time here, I want you to tilt your pelvis down so that you feel this nice connection with the ground. We're going to work our oblique muscles here. So hands behind your head, and as you breathe out, bring your right elbow towards your left knee, and then back down. That's it. So we're just going to do a few side crunches here. And then when we have our legs in this position, we're opening up the hips, but at the same time we're not using our hip flexors. Okay, so we're allowing our hips to relax and engaging our core muscles. Try to breathe out as you come up. Breathe in as you go down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Keeping the legs lengthened, lengthen the arms, the arms lengthen, the legs open. And as you breathe out this time, you're just going to bring the knees together and the arms by your side. As you breathe in, again, opening the shoulders, opening the hips. As you breathe out, knees together, arms down. 2 more times. And last time. Noticing how you feel in the shoulders, how you're feeling in the hips. Good. And staying in this position. Then open up your feet hip width apart with your heels approximately under the knees. And then we're just going to go into half bridge to get ourselves in the position. So push through the forearms and the feet, the hands, and let's just find that nice position. All right, so you feel that it's kind of working in your glute muscles and the backs of the thighs, and then let's come back down. Push equally again in both feet, come back up, breathe in. And breathe out. This time we're going to cross the right leg over the left, so we're in a figure 4. And we're going to go back up, keeping the hips the same level. So we're going to be actively opening up the right hip. So breathe in. Open, and then back down. 3 more times like that. Push equally in the arms and the left foot, and back down. Try not to drop the right hip. Try to keep it the same height about the left hip. And about 2 more right here. So we start feeling that nice opening up in the hip. And last time. and back down. Beautiful. So uncross, and then we're going to cross the left over the right this time. Again, pushing into the right foot, keeping the hips stable, up, and then back down. And a few more times just like that. Up, also opening up the heart, the shoulders. Here we go for 2 more times. 2, and last time, and 1. Beautiful. Coming back down, uncrossing here, and then just open up the arms in cactus, so it's like 2 90-degree angles. And then you're just gonna allow your legs to just windshield wiper from one side to the other. At the same time, you can bring the head to the opposite side. So we're doing this nice spinal twist. And now we're stretching out the exterior part of your hip. It's also great for the lower back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to finish off with our last stretch. So just bring your knees in towards the chest, feel the low back in connection with the ground, and just grab onto your knees, just like this. And now you're going to cross your legs. You're going to cross your legs like we were doing the seated forward bend, and see if you can grab onto your feet. If not, maybe pull a whole strap around you. Maybe lift your head up slightly so you can kind of grab your ankles and your feet. And start to pull the knees actively in towards you. Like the knees want to go towards the chest. And start to open up the hips just like this. Maybe pull open the legs. See what feels good for you. Now breathe all the way down towards the belly button here. So you feel the lower back expand against your mat. 2 more breaths on this side, and then we're going to uncross and cross over on the other side. And last time. And just notice what leg, what foot is on top. Again, bringing your knees just into your chest here slightly, and then cross the other way, the way that feels a little bit more awkward. And see if you can grab your feet or your ankles again this time. Again, pulling your knees in towards you. So you're stretching the shoulders, you're stretching the hips. And again, your low back is feeling nice and rooted against the ground. And let's go for 2 more breaths. And slowly release. Again, bringing your knees in. And let's just do a few breaths in legs up. So lengthen the arms by your side. Bring the toes in towards you. Feel the low back connected with the ground. Just allow our blood flow just to reverse. Just allowing any toxins, anything to flush out of the hip area. Allowing it to go towards the heart so it could recirculate the blood. 2 more breaths. And then slightly bend the knees, and then just lengthen your feet to either corner of your mat, and let's do a quick Shavasana together. We'll do a quick Shavasana together, and if you want it a little bit longer, you could just pause the video and take a little bit of a longer time. So keeping your eyes closed here, staying in the present moment, just feeling your body heavy on the ground, relaxing your forehead, relaxing the muscles around your eyes, your jaw, your mouth, and relaxing your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, and all the way down to your fingertips. See if you can relax your chest, the space in between your ribs, Relaxing your back, your lower back, your abdomen, and just feeling that the upper body is relaxed and supported. And relaxing your bum muscles, your hips, your legs, your knees, your calves, your feet, and all the way down to your toes. Just feel that the body is heavy, supported. Just enjoy this moment to relax, to absorb the benefits of your practice, whether it's before you start your day or you're finishing off your day. Just take this moment for you. 3 more breaths. And when you're ready, just start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, waking up your face muscles. And then reach the arms up overhead. Give yourself a stretch from your fingertips all the way to your toes. Bringing the knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice hug. Congratulate yourself for taking this time for you. It's an act of self-love. Then you can roll over to the right side. Slowly push up into your hands, into a comfortable seat. Whether it's cross-legged, whether it's legs lengthened. And just bring your hands to your heart. And think about 3 things that you're grateful for in your life. Send a little gratitude your way. Gratitude is the attitude that brings more abundance into your life. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me. Namaste.